Hi, welcome back to This Mama Loves, and I'm going to discuss my goals for 2023 in this video. First, let me say that I have been sick for 2023 so far, this beginning portion. I got sick last week, and by like midweek, like Wednesday, and by the weekend, I figured I should probably go in to see a doctor. So I Monday they observe the holiday for New Year's, so I couldn't go in I couldn't call Monday. I called Tuesday morning, and the only time they could get me in would be around the time where I had to get my youngest from the bus stop, the school bus. Well, I decided I could just pick her up from school early and head to the doctor. So as she was trying to set up the appointment filled. They were very busy. They were booked for all of Wednesday, and they were able to get me in Thursday morning. So my husband took me to the appointment, and they tested for the flu. They tested for the thing that shall not be named on YouTube. The algorithm seems to not like that name, but they tested for that, and I was negative for both. And so they decided, after I went over my symptoms and everything, they decided to test for strep. So they tested for that, and I have strep. So they gave me a prescription antibiotic, and I believe I got it from my youngest daughter because I believed she had strep. And I took her to the doctor, and the reason why I thought it was, well, she was complaining that her throat had hurt. But the reason why I thought it might be that was because two of her friends from school, about a week or so prior, almost 2 weeks prior, I don't know how long it takes to incubate or whatever, but or how long, until from when you're exposed you can get it, or anyways. But I thought she might have had it, so I took her into the doctor, and he went over her symptoms and everything. He checked her glands were fine, all these other things. And he determined, based upon her symptoms, because some of the symptoms she had were not symptoms of strep, so he believed she most likely had the flu, even though he didn't test her for either. But he believed she most likely had the flu. And so he just prescribed, he'd given her the children's cold medicine, give her hot baths or showers, the steam, so it can help loosen up the mucus and everything like that, which we did. And like he said, it would be like a week or so before we would see her fever go away. And that was about when the fever went away. So, okay, went on. I have strep. So like I said, I have not come in contact with anyone because I'm a stay-at-home mom. Where do I go? I go nowhere because I don't drive. So I really can't go anywhere unless I'm willing to walk it. And this isn't like New York where I can just walk. And there's stuff like down the block, whatever. That's not a thing here. So I don't really have much contact with other people outside of being at the bus stop for my daughters, and on the weekends when we go grocery shopping and things like that. Because we haven't even been to the mall in since, when was the last time we went to the mall? September? I feel like September. So, now aside of my husband and I going on our, day dates whenever the girls are in school, I really don't have contact with most people. And when I'm out in the streets, I wear a mask. Not in the streets, but if like I'm in the grocery store, whatever. Outside, I wear one when I take my youngest to the bus stop in the mornings, because there's so many people congregated around that I do wear a mask then. When I pick her up, I don't, because at that point, there's not a lot of people. When the kids get off the bus, they're all just going their separate ways. So there's no cluster of people. You're not around a bunch of people. So today's probably the first day that I'm feeling like myself. Ooh, I I'm not saying I haven't been eating properly. I've probably been eating the best since I've been sick, to be honest, because I have not had junk food. A lot of junk food I couldn't eat because my throat had hurt so much. It was hard to eat, period. So there were days where I only had one meal in that day, and I only ate it because I knew I had to eat something. I you one, you don't want to starve, but two, you do need your body needs food. It's fuel. How can it heal if you're not fueling it? Started on a Wednesday, and my throat was hurting. I had not chills, achy all over, like my skin hurt. Don't even touch me. Fever, everything, whole kit and caboodle. So I would say I was really out of commission Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. By Saturday, I was feeling a little okay-ish, where I didn't feel like, oh, I gotta lay in bed, whatever, whatever. I was doing my best to try to keep my distance from the girls as best I could. I sprayed everything down. Everything I touch, I spray with Lysol. Like, I keep the can, like, literally. Everywhere I go, I walk with this can. At the time, I didn't know what I had. I didn't know if it could have been he who shall not be named, if it was the flu, a cold, whatever it was. I didn't want to give it to the girls because school was starting back up. They had already been out sick throughout the school year quite a bit already. So if I can do something to not expose them to whatever I can, as best I can, that's what I was doing. So I would say by New Year's Eve, by Saturday, I was okay. I wasn't until night, late at night, and I would feel my worst at night. But so we had like I put out like a nice little charcuterie board situation, which I also put out for Christmas because now apparently the girls, every holiday, they like this. So we did a little charcuterie board for veggies, fruits, cheese, crackers, meats. Later on there was a dessert one. It was smaller in scale than the Christmas one. The foods were a little different because what I decided to do this year was, instead of cook dinner, because I've always had, before I moved in with my husband, I would have like New Year's Eve, not parties, but like a little get together with my friends. And I would always make hors d'oeuvres type foods and things like that. And we would just have it throughout the night up until midnight. Keep everybody, something to eat, some snacks, things like that. So I kind of carried that on. That's kind of like our family tradition now. But now it's more structured. So as before, I would just be in the midst of making things and put it out, making things and put it out. Now I have a whole spread kind of thing. And then if I need to replenish, that's what I do. So, but this year I decided, you know what? That's going to be dinner. We'll just have these hors d'oeuvre appetizer type things throughout the evening for dinner. So we had like egg rolls. What did we have? I was gonna make pigs in the blanket, but I really wasn't feeling well enough for that. So it was just basically anything I could just toss in the air fryer and be done. So what else did we have? Pizza rolls. Wow. I don't even remember. There were egg rolls, pizza rolls. There was something else that was in that air fryer, but now I can't remember. But whatever. Anyways, and like I said, we had meats and cheeses and crackers and things like that. So it was a nice evening. We toasted when the ball came down. The girls and my husband had sparkling cider. I had some champagne. And as the evening wound down there, everybody went to bed, and I was starting to like kind of go down a little, not feeling the best. By Monday, no, that was Saturday. So by Sunday, and by Saturday I had noticed that my gland felt like it was a little swollen. By Sunday, Monday, it felt like a marble. So, and that's what made me really decide maybe I should just go to the doctor because, I've just been drinking a lot of water. I haven't even been putting water enhancers in my water. I've just been drinking plain water. I've probably been drinking more water than I had ever been. I've been drinking, this is actually my first coffee since I've been sick. This is the first one. And today's Friday. So we're a week and a few days into me being sick. Actually, this is my first coffee in 2 weeks because even before I was sick, I hadn't had coffee last week, all of last week either. So maybe one day last week, but yeah. So I had been really only having 1 to 2 meals a day, which that's not the best. But again, it was hard for me to eat. I would say yesterday was the first day that my throat truly wasn't hurting at all. I would say slightly on and off throughout the day, just a little bit. So, but I only did have 2 meals yesterday, but that was a time thing. By the time we got up, got the girls ready for school and get myself ready to go to the doctor. And by the time we were done with that, we had to go to the grocery store. And so the not having breakfast yesterday was more of a time factor rather than a I can't eat factor. So I've said so a lot in this video. I need to try to cut that down. Okay. We went grocery shopping and I feel like I am really set up for a good week next week. My word of the year this year, or maybe it's a hyphenated word or it's 2 words, is self-worth. And a lot of my past words of the year revolve around things that ultimately you have to have a sense of self-worth in order to be able to even do. Like, I think last year self-care, or like, not self-care, basically it was like self-care or something like that. I can't remember. But those are the kind of things. Well, how can I take care of myself and things like that if my sense of self is feeling pretty low? And that's a thing I need to work on. And once doing that, I believe all those other things will come and fall into place. Me being able to indulge in self-care and feel worthy of the self-care. All these other things. I want to feel good about myself. And I need to figure out what it is that I feel like. What are the things that's making me not feel good about myself? Those are the things I need to work on. And I know a good chunk of it really is mentally. I need to work on my mental health, my emotional health, all of that kind of thing. And I know before I've said I want to start getting back into journaling and those kinds of things. But now I really feel like it is truly necessary. It is important that I do that I take that time to work on me. Because this year is really going to be a year of me working on me and bettering me. Have I really gotten back into a lot of my hobbies? No, but mainly I've been crocheting. I've been crocheting a lot. So I've been working on some crochet projects, and that's fine because that's a hobby. And I've noticed it really is helping me. Now, in the past videos that I made that I have not uploaded, I've kind of scrapped them. I discussed my concern with high blood pressure because high blood pressure runs in my family. My mom has high blood pressure and she has to take pressure medication. My grandmother had high blood pressure. Now, she did not take pressure medication. And pardon the hat, I did not do my hair today. It needs, I need to rebraid my cornrows or do something with my hair. So, and I did not sleep with a sleep bottom on. Had I slept with a sleep bottom on, it wouldn't have been as bad today as it is. My grandmother had high blood pressure, but rather than go on pressure medication, she opted to lose weight, which she did, and it normalized her pressure. And so that's what I want to do. And I've been so concerned about my pressure that I feel like I've been raising my pressure over it. But one of the things I started doing in the last month or so, 2 months, almost 2 months, I've been taking omega-3. There's a glare. I'm sorry. I've been taking these omega-3 capsules, soft gels. I've been taking these omega-3 pills. You have to take 2 a day. So I've been doing that. I've been trying to be more mindful of my sodium intake. I had, prior to me getting sick, started exercising more. I have been trying to do more meditating, breath work, things like that. And so when I went to the doctor yesterday and took my pressure, I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be real bad. To see the number it was yesterday really did a lot to calm me down. This past year, 2022, had been a very stressful year for me. Especially over my daughters, because every time I turned around, one of them was sick with something, had this issue, had that issue. I mean, I was at that doctor's office, I don't even know how many times last year. It was to the point, I think, the last time I had to go, matter of fact, was when I thought Isabel, my youngest, had strep. I quipped to him, I said, I should just get a cot and just camp out in here, because I'll probably be here in the next few days for whichever one of them. And he was rolling. He was cracking up. But I think he recognized too that kids were just sick a lot last year. But to me, it was just, this is not normal. I've never had to go to the doctor this much for either one of y'all. And I'm in this doctor's office for the both of you a lot this year for some of the things I've never even seen before. So that, and dentists and all these other things. And it was just a very stressful year for me. And I just had no time for self. And it was not giving. So this year, my goals are, 1, I want to start meal prepping more. Am I going to meal prep every week? I doubt it. But I want to start meal prepping. My nose is so freaking irritated. And it's very dry. I've blown my nose. So I went through 3 boxes of tissue. 3 boxes. You can see my little station here. I got my thermometer. I got my CeraVe for my lips, Vicks. That was my little sick station. But anyways, I've been congested the whole time. My ears are still a little clogged, but this year I can really hear out of really well now. But I'm going to start meal prepping more. And in fact, I'm thinking of, if I can, depending on which day I do the meal prep. If I do it on a Sunday, well, everybody's home, it's busy, I won't be able to film. If I'm able to do it on a Monday, then most likely I will try to film those meal prep days. I also want to try to get more recipes up in my videos, if possible. Again, around the time that I cook dinner, it's a little harder because people are home. It's loud. It's harder for me to record. I don't usually record in front of my family, so I think I would feel uncomfortable. I don't know why. They know I record. They know I do videos, but I don't know. I think I would feel self-conscious. That's what it is. So, depending on how I do things, I'm also planning on, if I do some meal preps, what I would do is my lunches and some snack preps I would do probably on a Monday. If not, depending on how I feel, it might be a Sunday. But if it's on a Monday, I'll record it. But I also want to start prepping or do make ahead dinners, because I've also noticed, especially within the last few months, with everything that's been going on with the girls and how they're feeling and all of this, and it's just been a wear on me. I've noticed a lot of times I don't even feel like cooking dinner. And I love to cook. Like, I love to cook. Cooking for me is like a love language. But I feel so drained that a lot of times I don't feel to cook. And then I feel like, okay, now we fall in the trap of getting takeout. Or I'll say, well, it's free for all. Or I'm just not making the best decisions for dinner sometimes. I want to, and not every week, but sometimes I want to do some make ahead meals, maybe do some freezer meals. When I used to work, I used to do a lot of freezer meals. I think I'm going to do that too, so that for the days that I am not feeling like I want to cook, I can just pull out a meal from the freezer, pop it in the oven, and call it good. So some of those things I want to start. I am not want to. That's another thing. I need to speak things into existence. I am going to do. So I'm going to start doing more freezer meals, more just make ahead meals, meal preps. I am working on increasing my water intake. Like I've said, since I've been sick this past week, I've drunk a lot of water, which I need some right now actually. Because since I've been sick too, sometimes my throat would actually feel dry. I don't know if that's a symptom of strep. I don't know what the symptoms of strep are, to be quite honest, other than your throat hurts, because I've never had strep in my life until now. I am exercising more. I want to, when I started going back to exercising, I just mainly was doing some cardio, some dance videos, because at that point I felt like I just want to get movement in. Well, now I'm ready to get back into the workout routine I had set up for myself earlier in the year, where I had certain days where I was doing some strength training, certain days where it was cardio or HIIT workouts, things like that. One of the things I did was, over Christmas, my parents, my mom and my stepdad, gave me Christmas money. And some of that money I used to buy myself a new set of weights. Also, in that routine, I'm going to include actually, not in that routine. What I'm also going to do, my goal is for this year, is to include meditation every morning. So after I come back from the bus stop, I plan to sit and do some kind of meditation or breath work. I also plan to get back into reading. I used to love to read. I love reading. I just have not read. I'm going to say the last time I really read and finished a book would have been 2 years ago, at least. I have been actually I started back doing my skincare routine, which was another thing that kind of fell by the wayside this past year. I started doing my skincare routine, especially in the evenings. In the mornings, not as much, but I'm going to start doing my morning and evening skincare routines more routinely. I want to wear makeup again. Right now, I just have on a gloss. I want to wear more makeup. I like wearing makeup. I have not been wearing makeup the past, I guess, almost 3 years for obvious reasons. But now I'm like, if I'm wearing it in the house, I don't care. I'll wear it in the house. So I want to just do things to help myself feel better. I have a lot of journals, but I just found this one in a box recently. This is I use for bullet journaling, but this one, I found this in the box. Here you can see the back, what it looks like. I was like, oh, I remember when I bought this. I love this pattern. I'm going to start, I don't know if I'm going to start bullet journaling. I haven't decided what I'm going to use this for yet, to be honest, because there are some books that I have that I want to read, some that I might want to reread, and outside of the ones that are fiction books, I'm thinking of taking, just taking some notes. So am I going to use this? I don't know, because I did see a video the other day of someone using Happy Notes for their reading log. And I'm like, I like that setup. So I don't know. What I'm going to use this for. I'm thinking I might actually turn it into a bullet journal. But the thing I want to do this year is really get back into my spirituality. I am not a religious person, per se. I consider myself a spiritual person. And so I've really been feeling the lack of that these last few years. So that is another thing I want to get back into. And another thing that I want to do is, another goal that I have for this year is working more on my channel. Would I like to see it grow? Yes. But I really want to put more content out there, reach more people, so that I really want like a community to start. Something where we're talking about whatever journey we're on. It doesn't even have to be Weight Watchers. Whatever weight loss or self-improvement journey that we're on, so that there's a space to talk about that, to share experiences, to give ideas, to give inspirations, things like that. That's what I want. And I want to try to cultivate that. So that's another goal that I have for this year for my channel, is to really put out more content, more, maybe not, well, yes, more weight loss videos, but also maybe some more videos talking about, self-improvement journaling, or I don't know. I really don't know. I do have to think more on that. But I do want to put out more Weight Watchers videos, more or healthy living videos. So I think that's pretty much my goals for this year. So my year is going to be a year of self-worth and working on me and making myself to be a better person, to be a better mom, a better wife, and just a better me, just a happier me. Because I'm just not, I'm happy, but I'm not happy with myself. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, so given that, I think that's pretty much it. I want to do meal prep, and I bought some meal prep containers to help with that. I already had some meal prep containers, but I also bought some that would be great for meal prepping salads. Because sometimes too, when I make my salads, sometimes it takes me a while and I'm like, do I even feel like making it? So I want to have these things prepped and ready so I have no excuses. It's like, you have no excuses. Here it is. Here's your stuff. It's prepped. It's ready to go. That Also, I want to be, I really need to fix up the place. Like I have, especially in here, it's very cluttered in this room because we have so much stuff and so little space. So my husband and I actually want to work on, there's a closet next to me. We actually want to work on clearing out this closet and seeing what all in here we can move around. Because even, not even just my stuff, but my husband, like he likes to collect these DC toys and stuff. He has like I call it like a leaning tower of Pisa right here. Right here on his desk. Because he has an L-shaped desk. So his desk goes from here and then to here kind of situation. So I call his the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But yeah, there's a lot of things. I have a lot of craft supplies around. Off over here, off over here, over. Let's see, I'm knocking stuff over. That's my hand sanitizer. I'm telling you, I'm trying my best not to spread what I have as best I can. Over here is craft stuff, so I want to work on organizing the home this year. Working on a set cleaning schedule as well. I want to be more organized. That's what I want to do. What I'm also going to do this year is really utilize my planner. My planner, when I was using my planner, I was a lot more focused. I was getting more things done. I felt more accomplished. That's another thing that I'm going to be doing this year is being more organized. I'm going to be utilizing my planner to accomplish that. All right. That is basically it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment what your goals for this year are. Do you have a word of the year? What is it? If you do resolutions, what's your resolutions? I'd love to hear them. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.